Multimodal murder mysteries. Multimodal text is text and media that is formed through a mix of modes, such as reading, listening, writing, speaking, and watching. New texts and technologies can be used to advance the mediums in which a text is communicated through. Stories about crime are popular because of their ability to make the reader feel like they are contributing to solving the mysteries. Things like building of tension, foreshadowing, and use of a red herring help the story develop into a more immersive environment for the reader. The fictional character Sherlock Holmes is a highly intelligent detective that was first introduced in 1887 by writer Arthur Conan Doyle. Although created over a century ago, Sherlock Holmes is still a relevant topic in today's society. This is not only because of the timeless themes of the traditional text, but because of the modern adaptations that have reimagined the character in 21st century London. For example, the TV show Sherlock, that is aired on BBC, shows us how new technologies aid the detective and his assistant John Watson as the two investigate crimes. In the BBC series of Sherlock, we are introduced to supertitles, which is an on-screen text that represents dialogue or transcribed messages. The text is applied to show viewers Sherlock's deductions and his thinking process. It is also used to reveal text messages sent by characters throughout the series. For example, here's a clip of John receiving a message from Sherlock. The text will appear on the screen. Some other techniques used in Sherlock are crosscuts and montages. A crosscut is where one scene alternates with another. This helps build tension and suspense and is often used in chase scenes, much like this one where John and Sherlock are chasing down a taxi.
I've got the cab number.
Good for you. Right turn, one way, roadwork, traffic lights. Bus lane, pedestrian crossing, left turn only, traffic lights.
The other technique, a montage, is a collage of short shots or images that are rapidly put together. It conveys brief time and information. The quick pace makes the audience stay immersed as they have to keep up with the image on screen. The first time we see this technique used in Sherlock is in the opening scenes of the first episode, where John is recalling his time in the army. The clip is disorientating and loud. The flashing images just give it that much more of an impact. The next thing I want to talk about is the blog of John Watson. Because not only is it directly linked to the show, but also the original text by Sir Arthur Doyle. There are two reasons for the creators of Sherlock to bring John's blog alive. One of them was so the audience can witness a different form of communication between fictional characters in the series, and the other was because the traditional text was written from John's perspective. The blog is stories about what John and Sherlock have encountered in their investigations. It is also accessible to fans of the Sherlock franchise. And so that emits a feeling of being involved as you scroll down through the posts and see comments left by characters like Sherlock, John, and Miss Hudson. But the main point is the traditional aspect of it has not been lost. And it's not the only place the traditional aspect of Sherlock has been kept within the show. We see things like the deerstalker hat, the violin, the address. So it's obvious the show has kept symbolic aspects from earlier versions, but has just reflected them with the use of cell phones, computers, and social media. They used modern technology to make something old familiar, to fit our growing and advanced society.